Tonight, new details into the airshow plane crash in Cold Lake almost 2 years ago.
This is Newcap News with Brian Lentz.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Officials are on the scene of a house fire near Loon Lake early Sunday morning. The Loon Lake Fire Department and RCMP responded to a fire on the Makwasagagan First Nation. A number of individuals had safely exited the building and were treated for minor injuries. They reported that one 32-year-old female was unaccounted for. She has not yet been located. Examination of the scene will be completed once the fire is fully extinguished. The cause of the fire is unknown and the investigation is ongoing. Well, there is new information into the investigation into a fatal crash at an air show a couple of years ago. Bruce Evans was the pilot of the plane that went down in Cold Lake in July of 2016. The Calgary pilot was performing aerobatic maneuvers when it crashed in front of horrified onlookers. The Transportation Safety Board now says mechanical issues and weather were not factors, adding engine and flight controls were operating normally. The vintage Trojan aircraft hit the ground at a high speed in a near vertical position. The report adds that Evans modified his maneuvers during his routine, but that is not unusual for an aerobatic performer. Well, here at home, Lloydminster Rotary members heard from the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation today about a new mental health initiative. Mindfulness for Schools will involve instructors visiting every elementary school in the area over the next 3 months. Funded through grants from the city and FCSS, Mindfulness for Schools attempts to build up focus in children and help them manage their emotions.
So you pay attention to the present moment and notice your thoughts and come back to the room and notice how you feel, as opposed to just getting caught up in, I'm really angry or I really can't stop thinking about this situation at home or with my teachers.
Rotary members took part in a brief meditation exercise and were taken aback at its effectiveness.
It's quite interesting how little time it takes you to calm down, relax a little bit, and be more centered. So it was a great exercise.
We will further examine mindfulness this week in Healthy Living. And now that the holiday season has come to an end, the city is offering a solution for those looking for an environmentally friendly way to dispose of their Christmas tree. The City of Lloydminster is offering a curbside pickup for any natural Christmas trees this week. Hundreds of trees are expected to be collected.
We're actually doing a curbside recycling. So you put your tree to the curb, and between January 8th and January 12th, that's starting today. Last year we had between 200 and 300 trees. And again, we mulch those trees down and use them for daily cover in the landfill. So we're hoping to get us that many trees again.
Gumby says trees must be completely stripped of all decorations before dropping them off on the curb.
Make sure that they're not in any kind of bags or plastic wrapped around them, and that they remove all decorations and tinsel.
If the public is unable to meet the scheduled times, they can take their Christmas tree directly to the landfill. Good. Time's up. Women dominated the Golden Globes last night. The star-studded crowd dressed in black as a show of solidarity, not only to women in Hollywood, but for women around the world.
So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
Oprah delivered a powerful speech addressing the Me Too and Time's Up movements. Oprah became the first African-American woman to accept the Cecil B. DeMille Award, her words providing hope for women going through their own battle.
As a woman myself, and as a woman who works with other women who are marginalized and vulnerable, it was pretty incredible to see such a massive response, I think, to the words what she was saying.
The evening made a bold statement on the women's movement, some celebrities even bringing activists as their dates, sending a strong message that injustice will no longer be tolerated.
I think anytime you have someone who has gone before you and stood up and spoken about how injustices and abuses have impacted them, I think it does open up the space for other people to come behind and after them to also talk about that.
Brooke Strachuk hopes that the message delivered last night will not only encourage women to come forward, but for others to understand why.
I hope that in our community that people are receptive to hearing people's stories and taking the time to listen and do their best to understand where that person is coming from, because I think in doing that, that's how things change.
This is New Cap Sports.
Well, the Lloydminster Steelers returned from Christmas break with a trio of home games this weekend. The team earned 4 of a possible 9 points, and it began Friday against the Edmonton Pandas. Lance Phillips with more.
With a few games in hand over the Alberta Female Hockey League's top midget teams, the PWM Steelers earned a much-needed 3-0 regulation win over the Edmonton Pandas Friday night. A win that to some degree looked dominant, but really displayed how close the AFHL's midget AAA teams are.
No, it's a close league. It's, Edmonton, their record maybe doesn't show it, but they got a good team. They work hard, they're young, and they definitely, their goalie kept them in it, but our goalie played as well as, so it was a good game back and forth, and we finally found a way, which, I told the girls, you stick with it between the second and third, and you'll be rewarded.
We certainly relied on Emma Stephen, our goalie, to keep us in there, and she did that. And but we were very happy with the way we played, and considering we had been off for about 3 weeks with the Christmas break here, so we were happy.
Goaltending was impressive from both sides, with the Steelers' Molly Mitchell and Pandas' Emma Stephen continually producing highlight reel saves.
Molly's been solid all year. She's always give us good starts and give us an opportunity.
Emma's been outstanding. Actually, both our goalies have been outstanding, and even though given our record, they've kept us in all the games. We struggled to score as we did again tonight, and so we rely on them to keep the goals down for us.
Now within 10 points of the AFHL North's top team, opening the new year with a win was critical, considering the team was winless since November 19th.
Especially in our league, it's a 3-point win for if you win a regulation, and so we've won quite a few 2 points where we're winning in overtime or shootouts. But this 3-point win, it gets us back up in the standings, and I think I said to the coaching staff, we need to pick up points in every game this weekend to get back to where we want to be in the race.
Lance Phillips, New Cap Sports, Lloydminster.
Well, the countdown is on to the leading agriculture showcase in the Midwest. Lloydminster's AgriVisions is now in its 33rd season with a stellar lineup of speakers to address the hot-button topics.
We've got a great lineup of speakers ranging from J.P. Gervais. We've got 2 fellows from MNP doing a taxation session. We got Rural Crime Watch. We got crop innovations. We have grazing innovations.
There are 13 new sessions this year. The Border City Seed Show is also another crowd puller, and the trade show aspect is bursting at the seams.
I'm actually re-looking at the layout to see if I can squeeze a few more booths in. It looks like I can. We're going to have some newest technology in equipment and livestock handling. It covers the full gamut of the farm, cattle, and grain industry.
AgriVisions gets going on Valentine's Day and includes the evening banquet.
Our Campfire and Vittles banquet's on the first night of the AgriVisions Conference and Trade Show week. We have our Border City Seed Show auction and awards presentation. We're inducting 2 very, very fine gentlemen into our Lloydminster Agriculture Hall of Fame, the late John Hagel and Tom Hoffman. We have great entertainment with Jody Peters.
Another attraction is the Combine Innovation Zone, where local dealerships are providing combines and hosting demonstrations. AgriVisions will run 2 days from February 14th to 15th at the Lloydminster Exhibition.